Hillary Clinton is not corrupt. I'm just saying that's the prevailing thought. You know,
I was like,
that's what.
Yo, what happened to you?
Yeah,
I didn't know, man. I didn't know. You didn't tell me you were gonna do that.
Those not my words, but that's what we get from
I was like,
her. That's what we get from her supporters.
Not you too.
Her surrogates, the media. You know, Hillary Clinton is not corrupt. Just show me one thing that would support that kind of narrative.
Show me one thing. I'll look at anything.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I mean, there's tons of evidence, but let's go back to her time as Secretary of State. When there was a board, right? There was a board called the International Security Advisory Board, and there were a lot of different people on this board, you know, scientists, a lot of people with a lot of experience with nuclear technology, and
they have government security clearance.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of experience. These are some important individuals, right? Well, there's this one guy that ended up on the board named Rajiv Fernando, and he wasn't a scientist. He knew nothing about like nuclear technology or defense or
foreign policy,
nothing like that. He's actually a securities
commodities broker,
trader
like that.
From Chicago, I believe, and he ended up on the board advising Hillary Clinton on like nuclear issues. He ended up on this board, and just so happens that he's a fundraiser. I mean, like he
fundraisers for
Democrats
and
Hillary Clinton, like the Clinton
Foundation.
Yeah,
like,
I think I saw a number of like 250,000.
No. I think that was one of the donations.
Oh, that was just one.
I think he's donated over $1 million.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So somehow this guy got onto the board, and there was an investigation. I believe this was in 2011. I believe you know there was. Because ABC News, they were investigating this too, and they actually approached him at the time, and this dude looked all shook. He was like, well, "How you know my name?" And and then even the reporter was threatened to be arrested because he was there asking him questions. And turns out that the guy Fernando, he eventually resigned his post. Because most were asking questions.
What you mean is they were like, okay, you are causing a stir and you're bringing negative attention to the Clinton Foundation.
Because if he was supposed to be there, why would he resign?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If it was a non-story.
They were like, sorry, Raji.
Just go away, right?
Just go away.
Yeah. But he's continued to fundraise for Democrats and I suppose the Clinton Foundation. But
I mean, that's fine in and of itself.
Yeah.
But essentially, when it looks like he bought his way into a position, it just doesn't look.
I mean, well, on this board, they're talking about top secret things.
Yes,
top secret information.
That's why all the members have government security clearance.
And he had access to all of this information.
So he bought his way into a position to have access to sensitive information that has to do with national security. National security.
Who's he buying? Man?
Why you do this to me, dog? You already know the answer.
Who's he buying? Who's the head of the agency, man? You
ask me silly questions, though. Asking the wrong questions.
But look, they a lot of people say, look, just point to something. Just point to something that just looks bad. And that you have some evidence.
And see, the thing is, like, what does Hillary Clinton use as one of her resume points to be qualified for the president of the United States?
Her experience. And, like you said, specifically, her experience as Secretary of State.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
This is damaging.
So that's what we're examining right now.
That's what we're examining.
This is kind of the second time she has compromised or possibly compromised national security because the firm that she hired to manage her server, her separate email server. They didn't have government security clearance either.
No, they didn't.
So
no, they didn't. But I wonder what's going to be the reaction from these devout and loyal supporters of Hillary Clinton. I mean, like, we're not making this up, okay? This will look bad no matter who the name is. This guy really had no business being on this board, having access to this kind of sensitive information. But he did. This looks bad for Hillary Clinton. And this is just one example, of bad things that happened while she was in the State Department. I recall something like countries getting arms deals while she was State Department after they had donated
to the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, large sums of money to the Clinton Foundation. And then just conveniently after these donations, they would get weapons deals. This doesn't speak to corruption, right?
That speaks to coincidence.
It's just coincidence.
Yes. Just go ahead and just leave it at that.
Obama had concerns about the Clinton Foundation and the donations that it was getting, right?
But see, she wasn't in control of the Clinton Foundation. Like, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't the person who was in control of it. You know what I'm saying? It was just these unrelated circumstances just came together. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't personally guiding the Clinton Foundation. She was, you know what I'm saying?
And then this dude Fernando too. He just appeared on like the roster or something like that. He just like was awarded credentials.
She's hands off.
Yeah,
she was hands off.
Yeah, like a dude that has nothing to do with this board and that's donating to the Clinton Foundation. You know. But that doesn't say anything about
Clinton
Hillary Clinton.
Foundation does so much good work, Will. You just can't.
It's like a balance.
Yes, it's a balancing act.
They do horrible things, but all the good stuff they do
outweighs all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, okay. I stand corrected. Well, no. I told you at the beginning. That Hillary was not corrupt. I told you that. I don't believe that though.